Have you ever observed the common rituals of interaction, the expected exchanges of praise that often fall flat, leaving a sense of emptiness despite the pleasantries? Like coins of little value, these customary compliments, "You possess beauty," or "Your eyes are pleasing," are readily offered and just as readily dismissed. They skim the surface, failing to stir the deeper currents of genuine connection. You seek to resonate with another soul, to forge a bond that transcends the superficial, yet your attempts often yield only polite acknowledgement. What if I were to tell you that the path to true connection lies not in the expected accolades, but in the unexpected insights, the observations that touch upon the very essence of a person's being? Stay with me, for the wisdom I am about to share will reshape your understanding of how to truly see and be seen. Greetings, discerning observer of human nature. I am Marcus Aurelius, and I have spent a lifetime contemplating the intricacies of the human heart and mind. You navigate a world where outward appearances and conventional expressions often dominate interactions. Yet I have come to understand that genuine connection, the kind that fosters true affinity, requires a deeper level of perception, a willingness to look beyond the surface and acknowledge the unique tapestry of another's character. Consider the sculptor examining a piece of raw marble. He does not merely see a stone, he perceives the potential form within, the unique contours waiting to be revealed. Similarly, when you interact with another, particularly one whose presence resonates with you, are you merely noting the obvious, the readily apparent qualities? Or are you seeking to understand the less visible aspects, the nuances that truly define their individuality? The common practice of offering generic compliments, though well-intentioned, often fails to create a lasting impact. If a person possesses outward beauty, they have likely been informed of this countless times. Your reiteration of the obvious adds little to their understanding of themselves or their connection with you. True connection sparks an emotional resonance, a feeling of being seen and understood on a deeper level. This is where the power of what I shall term considered observations comes into play. Insights that move beyond the superficial and touch upon the psychological core of an individual, fostering a sense of intrigue and a desire for further connection. These considered observations are not merely about offering flattery. They are about demonstrating a level of perception that goes beyond the commonplace. They are about making another feel that you truly see them, not just their outward presentation, but the more complex and perhaps even contradictory aspects of their inner world. This creates a sense of being uniquely understood, a powerful magnet for fostering deeper attraction and a desire for your continued presence. Therefore, let us explore three potent forms of these considered observations. Insights that, when offered with sincerity and discernment, can evoke profound emotions and create a lasting impression. These are not mere pleasantries. They are crafted to resonate with the deeper aspects of human psychology, fostering a genuine sense of connection and attraction. Let us begin our contemplation. 1. The intriguing enigma, acknowledging the unfathomed depths. The realm of human attraction is often a subtle interplay of understanding and intrigue. In this intricate dance, one of the most compelling approaches is to acknowledge the multifaceted nature of an individual, suggesting that there are depths yet to be fully explored. To simply state, "You are beautiful," is to offer a judgment readily apparent to any observer. But to suggest, "There is a quality about you that I find myself contemplating," is to introduce an element of mystery, a suggestion that their being holds layers beyond immediate comprehension. This approach taps into a fundamental aspect of human psychology, the innate desire to be understood, to have one's complexities acknowledged. Many interactions remain on a superficial level, with individuals offering predictable praise that requires little genuine thought. To declare, "You possess a pleasing appearance," or "You have a delightful demeanor," while perhaps agreeable, often lacks the resonance to create a lasting impression. However, when you convey that there is something about an individual that you are still seeking to understand, you achieve something profoundly different. You place an element of intrigue at the heart of your interaction. You prompt them to consider what it is about their essence that has captured your attention, that has caused you to pause and reflect. And herein lies the subtle brilliance. You are not explicitly defining what makes them special. You are inviting them to consider it themselves, to perhaps even demonstrate it through their subsequent interactions. Attraction, in its truest form, is rarely solely predicated on superficial flattery. If mere compliments were sufficient, individuals would be captivated by anyone who offered them praise. Instead, they are often drawn to those who evoke deeper feelings, who suggest an understanding that transcends the obvious. This considered observation works because it achieves several key objectives. Firstly, it fosters a sense of uniqueness. Individuals often yearn to feel distinct, to possess qualities that set them apart from the multitude. To suggest that there is something about them that you are still discerning implies that they possess a certain rarity, an individuality that warrants further exploration. Secondly, it introduces an element of subtle tension. You are expressing interest, yet in a manner that keeps them subtly guessing. You are not immediately revealing the full extent of your perception, leaving room for them to wonder and perhaps seek further clarification through their actions. Thirdly, it engages their emotions and their intellect. They might find themselves analyzing your words, replaying the interaction in their thoughts, contemplating what it is about their being that has prompted your observation. This mental engagement signifies an investment in the interaction, a deeper level of processing than a simple compliment would typically elicit. The manner in which you convey this observation is crucial. It should not be delivered flippantly or without sincerity. A brief pause, a moment of genuine reflection, can lend authenticity to your words. For instance, during a conversation, if they express an insightful thought, you might pause, look thoughtfully at them, and say, "You know, there's something about the way you think that I find myself pondering." Or if they display a surprising depth of character in a particular situation, you might lean in slightly and observe, "You are not quite like many others I encounter, and I find myself curious as to why." The immediate aftermath of such an observation can be quite telling. You might notice a subtle shift in their demeanor, a spark of curiosity ignited in their eyes. They might inquire further, seeking to understand your meaning. And here lies a key element. Do not immediately offer a complete explanation. Allow them to wonder, to perhaps even subtly attempt to demonstrate the qualities they believe you are alluding to. The more you leave unsaid, the more they might seek to fill in the blanks, further investing themselves in the interaction. Conventional compliments often bring a conversation to a close. If you remark on the beauty of their eyes, a simple "thank you" might suffice as a response, and the exchange ends. But this considered observation opens a loop in their mind. It is not something they can easily dismiss. They might find themselves revisiting your words later, wondering what it is about them that you find so intriguing. And it is in this lingering thought, this continued mental engagement, that attraction can begin to deepen into something more profound. This is how you convey that you see them on a level that transcends the superficial. Yet you acknowledge that there are still depths to be explored. Use this approach with discernment, for once you have offered such an observation, their perception of you may subtly shift, recognizing you as someone who sees beyond the commonplace. 2. The unseen facets, recognizing hidden depths. It is a common failing of humankind to judge by appearances, to form conclusions based on the readily observable. Yet true understanding lies in recognizing that each individual is a complex tapestry, woven with experiences and perspectives that often remain hidden from casual observation. To offer praise for outward beauty or superficial charm is to acknowledge only a fraction of their being. A more profound connection can be forged by suggesting, "I sense there are aspects to your character that most people never have the privilege of witnessing." This considered observation acts as a key, unlocking a deeper level of self-perception. Most individuals are accustomed to being evaluated based on their external presentation, their appearance, their social interactions, their public persona. While such acknowledgments might elicit a polite acknowledgement, they rarely penetrate the surface to touch upon the core of who they truly are. However, when you suggest that they possess hidden depths, qualities unseen by the majority, you achieve a far more significant impact. You convey several powerful messages. Firstly, you imply that their being extends beyond the readily apparent. You acknowledge that they are not merely a two-dimensional figure, but possess layers of complexity and richness that deserve further exploration. Secondly, you differentiate yourself from the multitude. You are not merely echoing the superficial observations of others. You are suggesting that you possess a discerning eye, capable of perceiving nuances that others overlook. This can position you as someone who truly sees them, fostering a sense of unique understanding. Thirdly, it can subtly encourage them to reveal more of themselves. If you suggest the existence of a hidden side, they might unconsciously begin to offer glimpses of those less visible aspects of their personality, seeking to validate your perception, and perhaps even to understand it better themselves. This creates a subtle shift in the dynamic of the interaction, moving from a space where you might be seeking to impress them to one where they might feel a desire to reveal more of their authentic self to you. The effectiveness of this observation hinges on its sincerity. It should not be delivered as a mere platitude. The most opportune moments to offer such an insight are when they share something personal, reveal a vulnerability, or display a facet of their character that seems to deviate from their usual presentation. For instance, if they share a past experience that reveals a depth of resilience, you might pause and say, "I have a feeling there's a side to you that most people never truly get to see." Or if they express an unfiltered laugh or reveal an unexpected passion, you might remark with genuine interest, "I don't think many people get to witness this particular aspect of you." The key lies in the slight hesitation before you speak, a moment that conveys that you are genuinely noticing something unique and perhaps unexpected. This creates a sense that your observation is not a rehearsed line, but a genuine reflection of your perception. Unlike a conventional compliment that often provides a sense of closure, this considered observation opens a space for further exploration and connection. A simple, "You are amusing," might be met with a brief acknowledgement. But to suggest that there are unseen facets to their character prompts introspection and a desire to share more. It plants a seed of curiosity, both in them and in you, fostering a deeper emotional investment in the interaction. This is how you move beyond superficial praise and begin to understand the intricate tapestry of another's being. 3. The alluring paradox, embracing the dichotomy. Human nature is rarely simple. It is often a fascinating interplay of contrasting qualities. To acknowledge this inherent complexity can be a powerful way to connect with another on a level that transcends simplistic categorization. Rather than offering a straightforward compliment, consider presenting a considered observation that acknowledges a potential duality within their character, such as, "I find myself contemplating whether you possess a touch of delightful mischief, or if you are simply precisely what one needs in this moment." This approach introduces an element of intriguing uncertainty, shifting the dynamic of the interaction in a subtle yet significant way. Conventional compliments often place the recipient in a position of perceived control. Statements like, "You are truly remarkable," or "Your energy is captivating," can create a dynamic where the complimented individual feels they are being placed on a pedestal, leaving them to decide whether or not they reciprocate interest. However, the considered observation I propose subtly alters this dynamic. By expressing a degree of contemplation, a sense of being in the process of discerning their true nature, you introduce an element of reciprocity. Now they might find themselves subtly seeking to understand your perception, perhaps even feeling a slight inclination to demonstrate which side of the dichotomy resonates more strongly with them. This approach is effective because it taps into several key aspects of human psychology. Firstly, it acknowledges a sense of intriguing complexity. Individuals often appreciate being seen as more than one-dimensional. To suggest that they might possess seemingly contrasting qualities can be both flattering and thought-provoking. It implies that you recognize the nuances of their character. Secondly, it introduces a subtle push-pull dynamic. By stating that you are still in the process of deciding, you convey interest while also maintaining a degree of emotional distance. You are not immediately offering unqualified praise. You are still in the process of forming your complete perception. This can create a sense of intrigue and a desire to perhaps win you over or clarify your perception. Thirdly, it sparks curiosity. The moment you offer such an observation, they are likely to wonder about your meaning. Why this particular dichotomy? What have they said or done to elicit such a thought? This mental engagement keeps you present in their thoughts long after the interaction has concluded. This type of considered observation is most effective when there is already a subtle undercurrent of playful interaction or lighthearted banter. It should feel like a natural extension of the conversation, a thoughtful reflection rather than a rehearsed line. For instance, if they offer a witty remark with a hint of playful sarcasm, you might smirk and say, "I can't quite decide if you're a bit of trouble, or if you're exactly the kind of disruption this day needed." Or if they display a moment of unexpected boldness, you might observe with a curious gaze, "I have a feeling you might be a little dangerous in the most intriguing way." The key to delivering such an observation lies in your tone. It should be delivered with a hint of intrigue, perhaps a slight smile that suggests you are genuinely amused by the complexity you perceive. If delivered too quickly or without the right nuance, it might sound insincere. But when offered with the right balance of curiosity and playful challenge, it can make them feel uniquely seen and understood. Unlike a typical compliment that might evoke a fleeting sense of pleasure, this considered observation can linger in their mind, prompting them to contemplate your perception and perhaps even subtly adjust their behavior in future interactions. It subtly shifts the dynamic, moving away from a simple exchange of pleasantries to a more engaging and thought-provoking connection. This is how you move beyond the predictable and create a lasting impression, fostering a sense of intrigue and a desire for further exploration of the connection between you. Observe carefully, reflect deeply, and choose your words with intention. The path to true connection lies not in the repetition of the commonplace, but in the offering of insights that resonate with the unique spirit of the individual before you. Go forth, and may your interactions be filled with genuine understanding and meaningful connection.